Hi everyone, it's Justin here, and I want to talk about how when you work really hard at something, when you earn something, and when life treats you fairly, how you get that thing, like when you put all that effort and everything into work, and finally everyone recognizes it. I want to talk about that, but not right now, because that's not what this video is about. This is about the opposite of that shit, because you know what? That never happens, but someday, oh god, I wish someday that would happen. So, I think I'm going to start with, oh man, when's the first time that happened to me? Oh gosh, I don't know, give me a moment, I'm going to have to think about it. Oh, I remember, Brackett Airport. Oh my god, my boss, Jake. Ugh. So, I worked at Brackett Airport in Laverne, y'all know this. And my coworkers, oh my god, my coworkers stole guns from hangars. I'm not joking. Stole guns from hangars. Jonathan Shirley was one of them. Daniel Mazurek stole thousands of dollars in money from the cash register. Oh my god, we had this girl, Cynthia. Cynthia was on payroll, and we thought she had quit like a few months ago. Turned out that her and the assistant manager, Ross, had some thing going. And he gave her, instead of renting out an office, he gave her a private office in the corner of the terminal building so we would not be able to see her. She was watching us. She would come in, punch in for 8 hours a day, sit down in her office, and do schoolwork for college, right? And this was it. I managed and did everything there. And I know a lot of people say that, but, and what's funny is I didn't realize I was treated unfairly till 10 years later. And I finally realized I fueled the plane and secured everything. I'm the one who responded to the accidents. I did this, I did that. I realized I had 3 other coworkers on, and they would sit down and do nothing. So anyway, I'm thinking about this, and I realized I'm going to make a video, because you know what? It's not really venting, even though it is, and I don't care, but tell me if you guys can relate to this, even at school, or at home, or at the workplace. Now, I remember I put so much work into this company. It was called, what was the name of it? American Airports Corporation. And I responded to so many accidents. I've seen people die. I came up with all sorts of new ways to run the airport, and it was fantastic. I mean, it started running. I had a coworker who was a great friend of mine, Brandon. Great guy. Great guy. But he was allowed to go to school as a kid. And he dropped out of school, and he did drugs, and he made all these poor life decisions, and I was fighting and fighting and fighting so hard to make something of myself in life. And finally, one day, my boss, Jake, calls me in the office, and he says, that was really cute.
That was super cute.
Anyway, Jake calls me in his office, and he says, Justin, Midway is looking for someone, because here's the thing, there's a place called Midway. It's an island, and we got it from who? The Japs during World War II, babe?
I believe so.
And American Airport Corporation ran that airport, and really just took care of the island there. They tried to make it a resort, and celebrities didn't fall for it. They never went there, so American Airports maintained it. And they were looking for someone to send out there. Me, I was a special case. I was sent to another airport to find corruption in there. It was Pacoima Airport. And I found hazardous material waste around the airport in buckets. And the manager was not managing. And I went there, and the manager turned me into the manager for 2 weeks. And I ran the place, I cleaned it up, and as soon as I left, everyone was requesting to have me back. So I had a great reputation here at this place, and it was my first real job. That wasn't, I worked fast food. Then when I turned 18, I got a job at that airport, and a lot of people just loved me, and it was great. So Brandon and I both want to get sent to Midway Island. I look at it, and I'm thinking, I've never been allowed to go to school. If I go there, I could, have my workout, and I have to deal with harassment from my coworkers, laughing, putting kick me signs on my back. Attack me and jump me. That stuff happened. Jonathan Shirley was an asshole. And the airport management knew of it, but they laughed as part of it. And they said, you guys, lay off Justin. But they would allow this. So everything comes in, and they find out that I was the perfect guy for the job for Midway. And this is what happens. My boss calls me into his office, and he says, you know what, Justin? You're everything that we're looking for. He says, you have the attitude, you have the knowledge, You take action. He says, through all the airports, you're the only one who everyone agrees should be chosen to go to Midway to represent us and show people what we are like. And you're the only ones with this, and that names all these great things about me. He says, you're the only one. Then after he says all that, saying you're the perfect choice and you're the only one who earned it and has put effort into getting it, and by far you're the best choice. But, Brandon still lives with his parents. He's 2 years older than you, so he wants to go, so we're going to send him. What? I looked at him and was like, what? He says, well, Justin, it's just not fair because he's older than you and he should be moving forward in life faster than you. So just because you earned it doesn't mean that you should have it. And that's the first time I experienced liberalism and what Democrats and them fight for, and I was just shocked. And since everyone else was going to college, they looked at that and they said, well, yeah, that's fair. It's not about what you achieve and earn in life that you should get. It's about, distributing things the way that whoever says they personally want to distribute it because they think so, their personal opinion. I was shocked. And you know what's sad? If you stay in the workplace, I'm going to make this very clear. If you stay in the workplace, that's what's going to continue to happen. Now, of course, after that, I moved on to other things where I excelled very quickly. And I found companies who chose, if you earn this, you get this. If you earn that position, you get that position. If you have the knowledge and you have the know-how and you put effort towards that, that's what you're going to achieve. You will move up if you choose to. Now, those companies are becoming very rare, but those are the best companies to work for. They don't look at diversity. They look at who is best and who can earn it. So your sex, sexual preference, skin color, religious belief does not matter. All that liberal left-wing crap is completely out the window. It's about everyone is equal, period, no matter what. Each individual gets what they deserve and what they earn. And those are hard companies to come by, and I'm just going to be honest about this. If you want to be treated equally, or not equally, if you want to be, treated equally, not really treated this way, but if you want to be equal, you need to get out of the workplace and work for yourself. And it's that simple. If you're good at your job and what you do, some people are good at collections, and they call up insurance companies collecting. My fiance, how much money did you bring in that 1 month, babe?
$300,000 on accounts that were $1,500 or under.
$1,500. My fiance, she brought in $300,000 in accounts for what company?
It was Trustmark.
Trustmark, and how much money did you get paid for that month?
It was $10.25 an hour.
$10.25. And what was the bonus? What was the bonus for making the company $300,000?
Nothing.
You got nothing from that.
Nope.
And a lot of people go through that. The thing is, why are you doing such a great job to make other people money? And you know what's funny? If you quit, they'll just let you go and say, there's a dime a dozen of you. That's just not true. I've seen companies lose people like that, say things, and never get an employee who could do any of that stuff again because they didn't push it up. And the only way to escape that is leave. And I've told my fiance too, do that job yourself. Leave, charge them whatever percentage is, and make calls and teach me how to do it. The thing is, you leave and you do what you want. We're going to be doing, well, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to be doing for work. But the thing is we made money off of deals and trades already recently. And you've got to get in business for yourself. It's the only way nowadays to be treated equal, especially if you are a straight, white, male, and a Christian. Because it's very difficult to move up. Well, in California, where I was, those people are just the lowest of the low. You have to work your ass off to get a job. You really do. If you're not a minority, which of course whites are now in the minorities in California, but they still don't care. But if you're not a minority of some sort, it is very difficult because they go by privilege points now, and that's what they they go by and they make up their own points, and it's difficult. Get into work for yourself, find what you're good at, start doing it on your own. One of the best things to do that I love to teach people is grabbing things and flipping them around and making a profit off of it. And you learn about all sorts of entertainment systems, TVs, electronics, all sort, cars, things like that. Get into that, learn to do it yourself, and break away from that system, because I'll tell you what, by the time you do get out of your job, you'll look back and say, my God, I wish I had lived a life before I was going to die. No one should go through that.